Welcome all. Today in Building Services class, we will get to know about the water supply and the distribution system. So that is what is the distribution system that is required for the supplying of water. So first we will know about the what is distribution system and what are the requirements for a good distribution system and what are the different types of distribution system and also the different methods of water supply. First is about the distribution system. So the main purpose of the distribution system is to deliver water to the consumers, that is from the source of its water to the consumers with the appropriate quality, quantity and also the pressure. So it is used to describe collectively the facilities used to supply water from its source to the point of usage, that is the consumers. Next is about the requirement of the good distribution system. How the good distribution system to be. That is, it should not the water quality should not get deteriorated in the distribution pipes. That is, it should maintain the same quality from the source till it reaches to the consumers, and it should be capable of supplying water to all the intended places with the required pressure head, and it should be capable of supplying water in case of emergency situations like the firefightings. Then the layout should be in such a way that no consumer would be without water supply during the repair or any section of the system. That is, they should be available with the water all the time. If in case of any repair or damage in the one section, it should be the consumer should receive water from the other section. So that way the good distribution system has to be planned. Then all the distribution pipes should be preferably laid 1 meter away or above the sewer lines. It should not be such much closer to the sewer lines, and it should be fairly watertight as to keep losses due to leakage to the minimum. In order to avoid leakage, it should be watertight. So these are the requirements of the good distribution. Next is about the layout of the distribution networks. So the distribution pipes are generally laid below the road pavements, and as such their layouts or generally follow the layout of the road. So they are in general four different types of pipe networks. So any one of which either singly or in the combination can be used for the particular place. That is, the layout mainly layout of the distribution network mainly depends upon the layout of the road pavements. So there are different four categories of the distribution network commonly used, that is a dead end system, radial system, gridiron system and the ring system. First is about the dead end system. So it is mainly suitable for the old towns and cities which do not have any definite patterns of their road. So in that olden towns and cities, mainly the dead end system was used. So these advantages include relatively cheap and determination of the discharge and pressure easier due to less number of walls. Whereas the disadvantages include due to many head ends, dead ends, then stagnation of the water may be occurs in pipes. Next is about the radial system. So radial system, that is, the area will be divided into different zones. So for each zone there will be a distribution reservoir kept in the middle of the each zone. So that the water will be stored in the reservoir, then it will be supplied to consumers. That is, the supply pipes are laid radially ending towards the periphery of that area. Disadvantages include it gives quick service and also the calculation of the pipe size will be easier. Next is about the gridiron system. It is mainly suitable for cities which have the rectangular layout where the water mains and the branches are laid in the rectangles. So in this picture, there will be a main. M indicates the main pipe, and B is the branch of it, and S will be the sub mains which will be connecting to the main pipes and the branches, and this dot indicates the cutoff walls. So it is suitable where it has the regular rectangular layout. So on that particular situation, gridiron systems will be used. So it advantages include water is kept in good circulation due to the absence of the dead ends, and in case of the breakdown in some sections, water is available from the other directions also. Then the disadvantages is exact calculation of the sizes of pipe is not possible due to provision of the walls on all the branches. Next is about the ring system. That is, the supply main is laid all along the periphery of the road and the sub main branches out from the mains. So the system also follows the gridiron system with the flow pattern similar in character to that of the dead end systems. So determination of the size of the pipe is easy and water can be supplied to any point from at least two directions. Next is about the methods of the water distribution. What are the various methods which is used to distribute the water? So for efficient distribution system, adequate water pressure required at the various points. So depending upon the level of the source, topography of the area and other local conditions, the water may be forced into distribution system by the following ways. It has the three different types. One is the gravity system, second one is the pumping system, then third one is the combined gravity and the pumping system. First one is about the gravity system. So that is, it is suitable when the source of the supply is at the sufficient height and most reliable and economical distribution system. So the water head available at the consumer is just minimum required and the remaining head is consumed in the frictional and other losses. So in terms of gravity system, the reservoir water reservoir will be at the certain elevation or certain height. Then it will be through gravity, it will be flowing downwards to the consumer. Next is about the pumping system. That is, treated water is directly pumped into the distribution mains without storing and also called pumping without the storage system. So high lift pumps are required in order to supply the water, and if power supply fails, the complete stoppage of water supply will occur. So this method is not generally used. Next is about the combined gravity and the pumping system, which is the most commonly used one. In this, the water will be pumped and stored in the elevated distribution reservoir, and then it will be supplied to the consumer by the action of the gravity. So in the system, the excess water during the low demand periods will be get stored in the reservoir and get supplied when there is a high demand. So this system will be most economical, efficient, and also a reliable one. Thank you.